A woman accused of hitting 4 people at a bus stop in Virginia Beach made her first appearance in court today.
The judge would not allow us to record audio, but here is a look at 43-year-old Sandra Hofstadler speaking at the video arraignment. Now, we weren't allowed to record her audio, as we just told you, but among her charges were DUIs, her second DUI, reckless driving, and 4 assault charges, some against children. 10 on your sides, Ann McNamara was in that courtroom today. She also spoke with the Commonwealth's attorney about this case. So, Ann, what did you learn?
Alvita, the Commonwealth's attorney Harvey Bryant told me he said that the drugs definitely played a part, at least, in the failed sobriety test of Hofstadler yesterday at the scene. Many of you have seen home video of her actions at the scene. He also told us that she's received glowing recommendations and reports from drug rehab programs in the past here in Virginia Beach. And most importantly, he was able to shed some light on why legally a woman with a lengthy rap sheet is allowed to drive. Sandra Hofstadler's reaction at the scene of the crash and her lengthy criminal history of traffic and substance violations has many asking one question: why was she allowed to drive? Commonwealth's attorney Harvey Bryant.
Here's how that goes, and I understand people's concerns. Her first DUI was in 2003, and she did lose her license at that time. She's had no other DUI type offenses since then until yesterday. And so there has been nothing that would have triggered a suspension of her driver's license.
Bryant says for her first DUI, Hofstadler got the same sentence as almost all offenders.
They very rarely go to jail on their first offense. Her license was suspended for 12 months, but she was allowed to drive to and from work and to and from any alcohol, substance abuse programs ASAP.
According to Bryant, the minimum punishment for a second DUI offense is 5 days in jail. The maximum is 1 year.
Almost no one is getting a year, even though that is the maximum punishment. Not only here in Virginia Beach, I'm just not hearing statewide that anybody's getting up to a year. I guess the real question is the philosophical question. If we increased it to, say, 5 years, would it be any more of a deterrent? And would courts, in fact, impose 5 years for driving under the influence? We sometimes have difficulty in the state of Virginia getting judges to find people guilty. They're deferring sentences and findings of guilt in DUIs more frequently, frankly, than a lot of the other cases.
Some very interesting commentary on the system as a whole and on the punishment of DUIs. Now, as we did tell you before, Hofstadler is expected back here Monday. That's because she has a bond hearing in juvenile and domestic court, and that's because 3 of these alleged victims were children between the ages of 5 and 7 years old. For now, I'm Ann McNamara, live in Virginia Beach.
Thank you, Ann. And family members do tell us that one of the victims, a 5-year-old boy, is still in critical condition tonight. The other child and her uncle are in good condition right now. The man's daughter was released from the hospital yesterday.